Нехай око моє буде ясним.
From heavy armour to artillery pieces and rocket systems, Ukraine's been given billions in weaponry and ammunition since the start of this war. But there is a fear here in Kyiv that military aid won't go on forever, that for some governments in the long run it will prove unsustainable. And in the case of America, that a change of president next year could reduce or even sever that supply. The answer? To turbocharge their own sovereign defence industry, to start making their own munitions here in Ukraine as quickly as possible.
Minister, hello.
And this is the man given that job. Alexander Kamyshin is just 39. He used to run Ukraine's railways. Now he's in President Zelensky's cabinet, tasked with rapidly expanding Ukraine's defence sector.
So what do you particularly need now, urgently, in terms of, I mean, you need everything, I understand, but in terms of 7.62 ammunition, 155mm ammunition, what is it Ukraine needs?
Simon, definitely we are in the greatest war of generations. Definitely the need is the whole list of weapon and ammunition. So finally we set the priorities like air defense, ammunition, drones, armored vehicles. That's, say, top 4 priorities. But finally, indeed, we can't say that we don't need breaching equipment. We can't say that we don't need missiles. We can't say that we don't need all the rest of the long list of weapon and ammunition.
Ukraine's defence sector employs 300,000 people. Mr. Kamyshin wants to transform it, making defence Ukraine's prime industry and start joint ventures with Western firms.
Definitely, that's something that we would be happy to share our lessons learned with other countries, with the UK. And trust me, things produced in Ukraine are working well, are cheap enough, and are developing really fast. The innovation cycle sometimes is as short as a few weeks, from the new idea to the feedback from the battlefield.
Obviously, you're not working in a vacuum. The Russians are also increasing their technology to try and match yours. I mean, how much of a challenge is that?
We grow our capabilities faster than our budget financing follows. So for the next year, we can produce locally more than we got enough secured funding locally. That's why we are trying to find another sources of funding.
The legacy of Ukraine's past has been a barrier to foreign investment, Soviet-era business structures, corruption and a scarcity of skilled labour. But that's starting to change. British Aerospace and Babcock have opened offices here. Rheinmetall will begin building an armoured vehicle in Ukraine next year. And the Turkish firm that makes the Bayraktar drone is opening a production plant in Ukraine in 2025.
And presumably the things you're going to produce would be NATO integrated.
We got unique experience of switching from Soviet type of weapon and ammunition to NATO standard weapon and ammunition in the progress, and with having all that long list of different brands working on the battlefield. So I'm sure that this kind of experience is unique.
For Alexander Kamyshin, there are huge challenges driving through systemic changes in the midst of a war of national survival. But he's confident he can do it, fostering partnerships that will help Ukraine's defence sector grow and ultimately reduce the military burden on NATO and the West. Simon Newton, Forces News, Kyiv. Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.